Right now at 6, Crime Stoppers celebrates 40 years of keeping the La Crosse area safe. And childcare becomes more accessible for families through new policy changes in a subsidy program.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off tonight. An 18-year-old is dead following a motorcycle versus SUV crash Thursday. According to the Eau Claire Police Department, around 5 p.m., a motorcycle headed west on Claremont Avenue collided with an SUV. The motorcycle's rider, 18-year-old Peyton Lies, was killed in the crash. The SUV's driver was hospitalized, and police say they are expected to recover. The crash remains under investigation. Police say there are no charges resulting from the crash at this time. A La Crosse man will spend 9 years in federal prison for distributing fentanyl. 47-year-old Louis Ray pled guilty to a fentanyl distribution chargeback in March. According to a release, La Crosse police used a confidential informant to perform multiple controlled buys in which Ray sold the informant nearly 100 grams of cocaine and over 180 grams of fentanyl. In federal court Thursday, a judge sentenced him to 9 years in federal prison. A co-defendant in this case, Timothy Cannon, was sentenced to 6 years in prison on July 9th. A Hudson man has been arrested for his 6th OWI. According to the Wisconsin State Patrol, 28-year-old Paul Allen was arrested near Menominee early Thursday morning. Troopers initially attempted to pull Allen over for an unsafe lane change. Allen allegedly refused to stop, leading officers on a pursuit that crossed into St. Croix County. He was eventually arrested after authorities deployed a tire deflation device. He's now facing multiple charges, including his 6th OWI offense, felony fleeing, and operating after revocation. One local nonprofit is celebrating a major milestone, 40 years of keeping our community safe. News 8 Now's Michael Germain joins us live in the studio with more on the La Crosse Crime Stoppers. Michael.
Emily, the La Crosse Area Crime Stoppers is an organization that's been serving the community since 1984, helping area law enforcement solve crimes.
An organization comprised of people from all over our communities.
The La Crosse Area Crime Stoppers operates independently from all law enforcement agencies.
Some of us are, like I said, are business owners or servers, your neighbors, your friends.
Here's how it works. The La Crosse Police Department partners with the La Crosse Area Crime Stoppers and provides a law enforcement liaison with Crime Stopper tips. The liaison then presents these tips at board meetings. The crimes that are solved because of these tips receive a reward.
And the cash reward is left for that person that gave us a good tip.
Tips remain completely anonymous. The crime tip will then be directed to a specialized La Crosse area police officer for further investigation.
They will sort it out accordingly if it's going to La Crescent area, Holman area, West Salem area, La Crosse area.
Crime Stoppers work to combat all types of crime, including hard-pressed ones like drug distribution and abuse.
Our main focus, obviously, within our community is trying to get some of these illicit drugs. The fentanyl is an enormous problem.
Even tips on smaller crimes go a long way.
But the small ones make a difference, too. If people are breaking into cars and what have you, a good tip like that goes a long way as well.
In a statement to News 8 Now, Lieutenant Linnea Miller says, in part, crimes that have been solved in our area include thefts, drugs, assaults, and homicides, just to name a few. We appreciate our relationship with the La Crosse Area Crime Stoppers. Now, there are multiple ways you can contact the La Crosse Area Crime Stoppers. If you have a tip you're looking to submit, you can do that through their P3 app or head to lacrossecrimestoppers.com.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Throughout its 40 years of service, the program has made over 2,000 arrests while recovering over $1 million in property and drugs. Well, another lovely day here for July, I might add, but brace yourselves because we are going to be heating up, Nicole, this weekend.
Yeah, it was a beautiful Friday today, and that's going to continue throughout the evening. We'll feel a little bit of a warm up tomorrow, but that heat is really going to hold off until we get into the beginning of next week. Now, it's mainly going to be after those rain chances we have, but again, for the rest of this evening, it's going to be really nice, barely any clouds in the sky. Those are going to continue to dissipate as we get into those evening hours. Going to be a very nice night if you have any outdoor plans. Here in La Crosse, it's a little breezy. We're getting those winds around 10 miles an hour. That could gust up to 15, but other than that, it's really not too big of a factor. Clear skies and really seasonable weather. A similar story in Eau Claire with those winds. Not super big of a factor, but they are there, and we haven't really had any wind gusts as of late. Now we do have that mugginess on its way. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is when we really start to see it peak getting into those very humid to oppressive categories with dew points in those low to mid 70s. And we'll feel that warm up starting tomorrow on Saturday, getting a little bit above average, and then it's going to hold off as we have those rain chances. That cloud cover is going to help us stay a little bit cooler, and by cooler I really mean near average. It's not going to be too cold, but definitely seasonable, and then we'll definitely feel that heat and humidity start to enter the area as we get into next week. So definitely prepare for it.
Okay, we will. Thank you. A Wisconsin program designed to help families afford childcare is becoming more accessible. News 8 Now's Allison Fergut explains. Allison.
Emily, earlier this month, the Wisconsin Shares Child Care Subsidy Program increased its income eligibility limits. Now, more area families will be able to afford childcare. Wisconsin Shares assists working families with daycare by covering a portion of the cost. And as of July 1st, the program's income eligibility limit went from 185% of the federal poverty level to 200%, raising the income limit for a family of 3 by $300. Those familiar with the program say the new eligibility will allow families to focus on other needs.
Getting that assistance to help with childcare frees up money for other things that they need to pay for, their groceries and other bills. So definitely is going to be a huge boost for families.
In recent years, the cost of childcare has skyrocketed, with one national nonprofit finding that in 2023, the average price of one child being in care was more than $11,000. Local childcare experts say high costs lead to people leaving their jobs to care for their kids full time. So not only will this program help families pay for care, but it will also help boost our local workforce. Emily?
Thank you, Allison. And if you're interested in learning more about Wisconsin Shares or want to know if you're eligible for the program, we will have resources shared on our digital platforms. A La Crosse school is going green with a new source of energy. Today, Solar on La Crosse's schools hosted an event to showcase their newest solar array on La Crosse's Polytechnic School, marking the third to be installed on a school in the district. Money for the project was raised through community donations and grants. The volunteer director says the solar panels are a good way to reduce the harmful effects of our planet.
One of the steps we can take to reduce our climate emissions, our greenhouse gas emissions, as well as particulate matter that makes for dirty air from burning fossil fuels. So the schools can be a part of the solution.
Now, the solar panels across the district are estimated to save the district over $70,000 in energy costs throughout a 30-year period. Next, the group hopes to install solar panels at Summit Environmental School. Two alleged Mexican cartel leaders have been arrested. How U.S. authorities were able to catch them when we come back.
They don't clock out at 5 or care if it's the weekend. That means we keep working too.
So when Eric Hovde says that farmers don't work hard, that pisses me off.
Think of farming. Look at the old physical toil that it would take on your body. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
A California banker criticizing Wisconsin farmers for not working hard? We know what that is.
Eric Hovde, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability, and experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Lease a new Ford Bronco Sport for $269 a month for 36 months, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
You can tell it's the dog days of Christmas! Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls puts a little snowman in your summer with the Dog Days of Christmas giveaway. Stuffing your stocking with a share of $20,000 cash. We're celebrating Christmas in the summertime with cash drawings on August 31st. Pick up a free drawing entry today. Earn bonus entries playing slots or table games. And on Saturday, August 31st, you could unwrap some cold cash. It's the Dog Days of Christmas at Ho-Chunk Gaming. See the Rewards Club for details. Must be 21 or over to play.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
Two alleged Mexican cartel leaders are in custody today after an operation by federal agents in Texas. Officials are praising the arrests, saying it's an important step in getting deadly drugs like fentanyl off the streets. Lee Waldman explains how the men were taken into custody.
The alleged co-founder and leader of the powerful Mexican Sinaloa cartel, Ismael El Mayo Zambada Garcia, was arrested in El Paso, Texas, Thursday.
He is facing charges for fentanyl trafficking, money laundering, firearms offenses, kidnapping, and conspiracy to commit murder.
El Mayo has been wanted in the U.S. for years, with indictments dating back to the early 2000s. A U.S. law enforcement official says federal agents lured the 76-year-old across the Mexican border with another alleged leader of the Sinaloa cartel, Joaquin Guzman Lopez,
son of its other co-founder, known as El Chapo.
The Sinaloa cartel is seen as one of the most powerful criminal groups in the world, raking in billions of dollars by trafficking drugs into the U.S. and around the world. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland hailed the arrest of Guzman Lopez and El Mayo as a win in the fight against the fentanyl epidemic.
El Mayo and Guzman Lopez join a growing list of Sinaloa cartel leaders and associates who the Justice Department is holding accountable in the United States.
President Joe Biden made a statement after the arrest, underscoring the impact fentanyl has had on American families. Quote, "Too many families have been broken and are suffering because of this destructive drug." I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
Now, El Mayo entered a not guilty plea during his first appearance in federal court Friday, and he waived the right to request bond. Mexico's security secretary says his government did not participate in the operation to arrest the cartel leaders. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has left Washington, D.C., but the aftermath of his visit is playing out in the justice system. The U.S. Attorney's Office has charged at least 8 people who protested against his visit. Violence broke out Wednesday between protesters and police near D.C.'s main train station, Union Station. Protesters vandalized statues with pro-Hamas graffiti and burned an American flag. 8 of them are facing charges of making threats, assaulting a police officer, attempted theft, and carrying a dangerous weapon. Both Republicans and Democrats have condemned the protests, calling them anti-Semitic. A Tomah summer tradition is back. A look at all the fun the Monroe County Fair has to offer right after this.
And we'll have that warmer weather on its way coming Saturday, but we have a chance of those showers starting Sunday evening. I'll have all the details coming right up.
Tell me about the day that you first found out about Nolan's birth defect.
Everything was normal up until my 20-week ultrasound. I learned my baby would not survive. I did not have the choice to do what was right for me and my family. To think that there's a possibility of a national abortion ban scares me to death.
Derek Van Orden and his extreme positions around reproductive freedoms are why I'm running for Congress. I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
T-Mobile coverage in my area is wonderful.
We have 8 acres, and it gives you peace of mind to know that you're going to have a reliable signal.
We enjoy hiking. We enjoy the outdoors. The coverage has been great.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
Taco John's potato olays are the best potatoes on the planet. And now we guarantee your order is served hot and crispy, or we'll replace them on the spot. Let's see a French fry guarantee that. Potato olays, hot, fresh, and crispy guaranteed at Taco John's.
Now is the perfect time to save at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. You'll find store-wide sale prices and we'll pay the sales tax. Drury's makes it easier than ever to furnish your home with top-quality name brand furniture. And right now, you'll save with store-wide sale prices and we'll even pay your sales tax. Don't miss this incredible offer. Store-wide sale prices and we pay the sales tax. It's only happening for a short time at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Voted your favorite furniture store.
Why didn't we do this last year?
Before you were preventing migraine with Qulipta?
And look at me now. You'll never truly forget migraine, but 0 migraine days are possible.
Don't take if allergic to Qulipta. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and sleepiness.
Qulipta, the forget you get migraine medicine.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Well, the Monroe County Fair is back, and it's sharing its thrills with the Tomah area. The fair has been providing fun for families for over 160 years, with the first of its kind held in 1858. Attendees can expect livestock judging, contest, carnival rides, magic shows, and live music. A couple who attended the fair today says their favorite part is the food and watching the different competitions.
The food, the funnel cakes.
I like the rodeo. I like watching the horses and the barrel racing and stuff.
Saturday's featured entertainment act is Larry the Cable Guy at 7:30 p.m. The fair goes until this Sunday with $5 tickets for adults and $2 for kids ages 6 to 12. Kids under 5 are free. Well, it looks like a great time right there. Let's hope this lovely weather keeps up for the rest of the weekend, Nicole, though, for the fairgoers.
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful night if you're going out to the fair tonight. It's going to be a decent day tomorrow, too. It might get a little bit warm out there, so make sure you bring some extra water with you. But definitely go out tonight if you have the time. So here's a look at our high temperatures in La Crosse for the past 2 weeks. We can see that most of the temperatures and most of our high days have been well below average. And then here's a look at our next 2 weeks. So it's a pretty stark difference. We're definitely seeing those above average temperatures start to stick around for a little while. And these are just the highs. This is the real temperature. So with those dew points coming in and those heat indices getting a little bit higher, it's definitely going to be more towards the above average level. A similar story in Eau Claire, a little bit cooler. They even had a few days where they were 9 degrees below the average at that time. And then of course in the next 2 weeks, it's definitely going to be a little bit warmer than we've been experiencing and a little bit warmer than average as well. So here we are breaking down our rain chances as we get into Sunday evening. We're going to stay dry most of the time on Saturday. We have some clouds rolling in and the cold front is going to pass through. That's going to be the main weather maker for us. Now we can see Sunday into the afternoon hours. There could be a couple sprinkles that pop up. Really not a huge chance for that until we get into those late evening hours. Here we start to see those that line of storms start to pass through Minnesota, and it'll eventually track its way eastward, though you can see it kind of starts to break up right when it hits our area. That's been happening a lot lately. So this is just what we have right now, and that's going to go through those evening and overnight hours into Saturday. A little too far out to model Monday yet, but overnight hours for Sunday. So this could still be a changing situation as those showers eventually make their way over, and we are still tracking a chance for them as they come through the area Sunday evening. Now here are our rain chances for the rest of the week again, Sunday evening, and then going into Monday. That system is still going to be continuing to bring some precipitation chances to our area as we get into Monday. And then we have some sprinkles of rain chances as we get into next week. Now these are pretty light chances for rain. Definitely not a washout, but there is going to be a chance for most days next week. Here's our rain forecast and the totals for the next week. This is going through Thursday. As we can see, we're kind of wedged between two rain systems that are going to be coming through just to the north and south of us. Now these could change and shift a little bit, so we definitely could see anywhere between half to even over an inch of rain in certain areas with those localized storms. Here are our lows for tonight, sitting in those mid to upper 60s, our last average night for the next week, even 2 weeks ahead. And then our highs tomorrow, we're definitely starting to feel that warm up a little bit in those mid to upper 80s. Now, because our dew points are starting to rise, our heat indices, or our feels like temperatures, if you want to call them that too, are going to be a little bit higher, definitely flirting in that near 90 line. So definitely be aware of that, especially if you're going out to the fair tomorrow. It's still going to be a great sunny day, but it might get a little bit warmer out there, especially since we have been experiencing those pleasant below average temperatures as of late. And then after those rain chances, that heat is really going to come full force.
Nothing we can't handle. Wear tank tops, drink a bunch of fair lemonade.
There you go.
We'll all be good.
We got it planned out.
Yeah. Coming up in sports, more reps for Green Bay's backup quarterback. Hear about his approach remaining the same regardless of the situation.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Our country has taken a beating the last few years, but I know we can turn it around. It'll take a lot of hard work like these athletes put in. We need to get serious about our spending that has caused prices to skyrocket. We need to fix our healthcare and address the shortage of affordable housing. Also, we must close our border, stop the flow of fentanyl, and put Americans first. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Let's get America winning gold again.
Drive into summer with a new Honda Accord Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, or the all-new Civic Hybrid. Take a vacation, staycation, or just a weekend drive with the windows down. Whatever you do, make it epic with Honda. The 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Overall EV and Hybrid Brand. So act now. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month. Call 1-833-376-4999.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
Hey, Dominic here, and I'm back to show you how I personally make my Bloody Marys using our Please Name Bloody Mary mix. First, you'll take a pint glass full of ice, add a spoonful of Please Name Bloody Mary mix, a couple dashes of Worcestershire sauce, a shot or two of vodka, and top it off with tomato juice. Want it spicier? Add more mix. Be sure to get your Please Name Bloody Mary mix and 39 other blends at the Please Name Outlet store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. Cheers! Worcestershire.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, 1 week from tomorrow, it's the annual Packers Family Night at Lambeau Field. And that following Saturday is the opening preseason game against the Browns. No deal yet in place between Green Bay and Jordan Love. Backup Sean Clifford has been getting the majority of the first-team reps up to this point. And after a day off from training camp yesterday, the green and gold were back at it today. And once again, Sean Clifford was running with the ones. It's not the most ideal scenario for Love losing out on snaps and a chance to create more chemistry with his receivers. That is not something Clifford can worry about. He knows his job is regardless, whatever the situation on a bigger scale.
I've never wished anything, obviously, on Jordan. You know, I want him to be out there 100% of the time, but this is football, and it does get physical, so it's a great rep for me just to be prepared at all times, test myself, and be able to hop in a moment's notice, because that's really, at the end of the day, what I get paid to do.
Now, Clifford has also said he's very appreciative of Love still being at practice and giving feedback, relaying what he saw. Michael Pratt and Jacob Eason are the other quarterbacks on the roster at the moment. After back-to-back Road Series wins out of the All-Star break, the Brewers are back home tonight taking on the Marlins. Miami enters with the worst record in the National League. The Finns actually took 2 of 3 from the Crew just over 2 months ago. Freddie Peralta will look for his first win in the month of July, while the Marlins will trot out Trevor Rogers as their starter. The Twins are gaining some ground on the Guardians lately as they've cut their deficit in the AL Central to 4.5 games. They're facing off with Detroit right now in the Motor City. Minnesota leads in the 3rd inning. We'll have those highlights for you tonight at 10. And how about a fun story on this Friday? Cereal fans and/or fans of the Kelsey brothers, it is your lucky day. General Mills announcing today the Kelsey Mix cereal. The first of its kind, a creation is a mix of the brothers' favorite cereals, Reese's Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Lucky Charms. Now, the special mix will be available in stores in September.
Yes, yes, and yes.
All 3 yes.
Oh my gosh, yes, what a combination. I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch,
Yes.
but yeah, add in the other 2. That's awesome. That's a Friday night for me. Eating cereal, watching
it's so
shows.
Weird. It's
yeah.
like mixing them together. I don't know how I feel about it. I like 2 of the 3. And they might add Honey Nut or Cheerios as well as to a different one.
Okay, that might be a little much. But yeah,
4 in
I'm
one.
a Lucky Charms fan. I'm a
Okay.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch fan. I didn't, what's the other one? Reese's Puffs?
Yep.
One, yeah. I mean, it might be interesting, but what can this guy not do?
I know.
He's on top of the world.
Those guys, I tell
his
you,
own-
they'll do anything.
That was in cereal. Okay, we'll have another look at your forecast right after this.
Join the conversation at facebook.com/news8000. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
Earn a 40-cent Hy-Vee Fuel Saver for every $60 you spend this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a 40-cent fuel saver for every $60. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only at Hy-Vee.
An evening with Larry the Cable Guy.
It's a cool anniversary for me tonight. This is my 27th year in the comedy business, and it's my 5th year being funny, so I'm excited about both of them, all right?
Saturday, July 27th, 7:30 p.m., Monroe County Fair. Tickets on sale now at monroecountyfairwi.com.
Get her done.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
3 days only at Hy-Vee. Bone-in pork shoulder roast, just 99 cents a pound. Driscoll strawberries, just $1.77 for a 1-pound pack. And Hy-Vee shredded cheese, just $1.48. Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
If you got any outdoor plans tomorrow, including hiking, I would definitely get out there a little bit earlier because it is going to start to warm up a little bit, especially with that heat index. It's going to be feeling near 90. Unless you're going somewhere with a lot of tree cover, then it could be pretty comfortable.
I'll go hiking on Sunday. You don't hike, right?
No,
you don't
not a
like
big hiker. It's
you
fine.
like to just walk around in
It's
circles
fine.
outside. Okay, thank you for joining us at 6. We'll see you at 10.